Hey, welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. And we are so happy that you are with us. And I got to say, we're a little bit different today because we're on time. And we'll explain why that is the case in a few minutes. But we are so glad that you are here today. And as you can see, somebody is missing from our panel. But it's not because he did something bad or because he's got no electricity or anything. It's because Pat is on holiday, and he is at Dollywood experiencing I think a huge concert or something right now. And we just said to Pat, enjoy yourself, have a great time, don't stress. And so, Pat is busy doing his thing right now. And we know that he needs this, right? Pat needs to take a break. He's been at this all the time. Every single week he's on here. And it's about time that he had a break. And, with that being said, we have an amazing panel here today. We have the wonderful Katie Stage, who is our moderator. And she is going to be looking after your comments. And so, Katie, just say hi to everybody. Tell us how you're doing.
Hi, everybody, and I'm doing just super fantastic. Thanks for asking, Dave. Back to you.
Fantastic. Cool. And we have Dr. Wade, who's in the house. And Dr. Wade I love the fact that you're sitting behind this big flat screen TV behind you. It makes you look so important and stuff. So, Dr. Wade, how are things going? Are you well? Are things going?
Hey, Dave, man, and hey, everybody. Thanks for being here. I am doing awesome. I forgot I love Netflix, and I left Netflix on behind me. That was kind of a cool background, wasn't it? Yeah. I might want to turn that back on. That was pretty cool. I didn't even notice that. All right, so yeah, great to be here with you guys tonight, and I look forward to Dave's message that is really going to be valuable. So whoever's tuning in and decided to take your valuable time to be here with us tonight, you're going to get your value. You're going to get your money's worth for sure. I've been following this hangout ever since, I learned a lot of online strategy several years ago, got off doing strictly online business, took these projects offline, did great, but followed Dave, Katie, Tandy, Pat this whole time. This is probably the most successful running webinar series I've ever seen. I mean, you guys have been going since 2015. People tune in the hundreds, like up to 1,000, I'm sure at times. I mean, it's such an honor to be here, providing what I can in terms of value, because I've started my online business back over, already taking off like gangbusters. I'm simply following the strategies that I've known from before and tagging on to what Dave and Katie, Pat are doing. I'm in this system with these guys, and we're here to deliver some goods for you tonight. Dave, I can't wait to hear what you have to say, because I know it's great, and you've already given us a teaser, so I'm turning it back over to you. Again, guys, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Dr. Wade. Yes, as we say over here, back to you in the studio. And I got to say, this is a virtual studio. It kind of goes from place to place. But I want to talk to everybody here who is watching this, and I actually did a little bit of a teaser video on this subject yesterday called, how to fail at almost everything and still succeed. And it's a very important concept that a lot of people need to understand, that success is always followed. It always follows failure. Always. Failure is just a part of life, and you need to understand that is the way that life works, the way that relationships work, the way that business works. And I want to tell you guys a little bit of a story of what happened to me when I first got started online. And as a lot of you know, I struggled for 7 years. I failed absolutely miserably, as Dr. Wade used to say. Back in the day, he used to say that a lot. He used to say, I failed miserably for 5 years in my business, and my mother even got scammed. She got scammed. And, that was something that rang true for me, because I understand that failure is a big part of life. Anyway, I failed for those 7 years. And then I met my very first mentor online, and his name was Ryan. A lot of you know who he is, Ryan Maynard. Ryan, I just went online one day. I was so frustrated, pulling out my hair. I just typed in how to make money online, and I clicked, then I hit enter, and I came across this video by Ryan. In this video, Ryan said, "Hey, I have some money online. Go ahead and click on the link." And so I clicked on the link. I found out I couldn't actually do the system because I live in South Africa, and I was very, very disappointed. But I reached out to Ryan, and I said, "Ryan, I need your help, man. What can I do?" And Ryan reached out to me and kind of took me under his wing. And I got to say, it is one of the most amazing things when you find the right person. As a lot of people here who are watching us and are on this panel, we know what that's like when you find a mentor that is willing to help you. And Ryan told me, the first thing he told me was, "You need to start making videos." And I said, "Great, I can do that." And I kind of ended the conversation and started to make videos. So I started something. And I learned, well, I kind of learned very quickly how to make a video. I put the video up, and I started to make these weird videos. I was trying to be funny. I was introducing myself. I was trying to get myself out there, but nothing was happening. My videos weren't getting ranked. I wasn't getting seen. Nothing was happening. So I reached out to Ryan, and I said, "Ryan, my videos aren't even getting ranked. Can you help me out?" So he said, "Hey, Dave, go here." And he sent me to a training, and then he tutored me, is that a word? Anyway, so he taught me how to rank videos. Very basically, he taught me the generalities of it. And that was my second skill I learned. So the first skill was learning how to make videos. Second skill was how to rank videos. And pretty soon my videos were ranking right at the top. And I was getting noticed by people, not by the fact that they were clicking on my videos, but every time you typed in a keyword, my video showed up. And that was the second skill I learned. And I actually got so good at it, in fact, that along the ways, and I know that you know, Dr. Wade was actually alluding to this earlier, and he said that I helped him with his videos. And Wade saw what I was doing, and he said, "That's what I need." So Wade actually, Wade asked me to do this for him, because it was a skill that I learned, and I became valuable to Wade to actually do that, right? I started ranking his videos and ranking other people's videos. And so that was the second skill I learned. But you know what? I still wasn't getting any clicks on my link inside of my video. Nothing was happening. So I started to do research on, you know, how to get subscribers. I was very new to the industry, and I went on these websites, and I came across this one website where it was like $1.com, where you could get really, really cheap views. And I came across this ad where the guy said, "Hey, Dave." Oh, not "Hey, Dave." He didn't say Dave. He didn't know who it was. But he said, "If you pay me $25, I will post 25 ads for you up on Craigslist." And I thought, that's a real bargain. And I tried to haggle, actually, with him, because I couldn't afford $25, because that's like $250 if I asked you to do that. That's a lot of money in my currency. I gave him the link. I gave him the $25 after working for that money, because I had to go and work and get that money together. And he said, "Wait 12 days. So I waited 12 days. And after 12 days, my video, my Craigslist ads started to appear. And these skills that I learned, right? It took me up to 8 months until I got my first sale. My first sale, I sold my product after 8 months. Couldn't believe it. I was so overwhelmed. I thought I had struck gold, and I thought all I have to do now is just pay this guy $25 every single time. It was like the weirdest form of traffic you could buy. And Craigslist, they found out about this type of thing, and well, they'd shut down all the accounts and everything. Well, not shut them down, but when you know your adverts, they go after a while, and your adverts don't work anymore. So I thought, what can I do? So I tried to get hold of this person again. I couldn't find him. He wasn't available. But he had left me a PDF with all of the ads. And I thought, if I could just duplicate what he did and find a way to put ads on Craigslist, because as a South African, I couldn't do it. I could get leads and make sales again. So I found a way how to do it. There were some backdoors that I could actually do and get some proxy servers and buy some US numbers and put up some ads. And I finally managed to get an ad up there. I changed the titles, changed the description a bit, put them on links, leads, and sales again. So that was a third skill I learned, and that was how to write a bit of copy, how to use Craigslist, fourth skill. And after a while, Craigslist stopped that type of thing. They blocked all the proxies. You couldn't do that anymore, and I wasn't able to get any more leads. And so I thought, what can I do? And here's the thing, right? Because I learned how to rank video, because I learned how to make video, and because I was very good at that, I thought to myself, all I need to do now is do exactly what I did with the Craigslist guy and find somebody who knew how to do video presentation and duplicate what he was doing. So I found somebody who was in our system back then with Ryan. He was performing really well. His name was Kevin. You remember Kevin Ferguson? Wade, you remember him? He had a little 10-minute course on video, and I followed the course, and I did exactly what he told me to do. And guess what? Another skill I learned, and I started to get leads, and I started to make sales. And all I did is I did this over and over and over again until I got to the position where I started to make boatloads of cash in my business because I learned how to do a strategy. And this is so important, that if you can see those little skills at first, but as you keep adding on and keep adding on, you start building a house. You start building a wall. A wall becomes, you get a wall, and you get your roof, and you get a door and the windows, and that becomes a house. And it becomes useful. It becomes something of value. And all of those skills add up to something great. And this is why it's so important to understand that as many times as you fail along your journey, no matter how long it takes you to get there, your failures all build up. Your little failures, your little skills that you are not getting right, they build up to something great, and you finally get the result you want. And the problem is that so many people quit. They quit at like skill level 2. They quit because they think, I should be getting results already. And this is the real dilemma, or why people don't succeed is because they don't follow through. They don't follow through and think that, if I just do this one thing that's going to solve all my problems, if I just buy a whole bunch of traffic, learn how to do that one thing, I'll make all the money in the world. And no, you can't just buy traffic. You've got to learn how to set up a capture page. You've got to learn how to grab that email and put it into a list. You've got to learn how to write copy. You've got to learn how to write these emails and send them out every day and build up a relationship with your list. And then over time, you start developing a connection with your audience and your clients, and you start connecting, and people start to know, like, and trust you. Because today, people are not in the business of just going ahead and buying anything. They want to know that they are buying from somebody that they know, like, and trust. I was talking to somebody a few months ago about starting a business. He wanted to start a business, and he said to me, this is what he said. He said, Dave, this is what I want to do. I want to get a website, because I got a dealer. He can get real low prices, amazing, cheaper than Amazon. It's amazing. It's all the way in China. Now I can get those items. Now what I want to do is I want to build a website and then stack like 1,000 products on there with categories and everything. And I want to put that up, and then I just want to send people to the website. And I looked at him and thought, you want to compete with Google? You want to compete with Amazon? You want to compete with eBay? What are you? Is there something wrong? I mean, you can't do that. It doesn't work like that. The people that make are the people that build connections with their teams. They build connections with their customers. Today I went out and I bought this. this is it's a vape. It's a really, really pricey one. And my other one broke. Actually right here. I tried to fix it and it broke. I can't use it anymore. And there, I went to two different stores today. And there was a store that was actually selling this really cheap in town. But the closer one was a little more expensive. But he treated me with such respect. He acknowledged me as a person, and he even told me to go and check out the other store. He told me to do that. He was open and honest and full of integrity. And I said, okay, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. You know what? I went back and I just thought, no, you know what? I'm going to get better service from this other person if I go back and connect with him. Up a connection with me where I got to know, like, and trust him in a space of 3 minutes. And you can do the same online. Do the same online with your audience. All you have to do is to learn the skills. And this is why we say that if you go into the Freedom Funnel system, right, and you register and you go through the training and you go through the steps, all of the stuff that's going to give you all of those skills are inside those systems. They're inside there. The problem is that people don't go through it. Now, I just want to throw this studio back and I'll ask somebody, and I don't know if I want to go to Dr. Wade or to...
Yeah, Dave, can I jump in right quick?
Sure, go for it, go for it.
Yeah, I kind of want to interview you just for a second because as you... I mean, I was there with you. We were there together building our businesses. And this is several years ago. And you were going through this litany of all these things that we had to do and reach for, grab, spend money on, lose money left and right, learn this skill, that was out of date, then learn this skill, that didn't work. Okay. We went through a lot of time, effort, money. We stuck with it. Only a select few did that. We're still here. Now, think about what we had to go through. Now, look at Freedom Funnel System. And this is what's blown me away as I've come back on and I said, yeah, let's start my systems back up. It's all about systems to me. I mean, it's all about you having something of value to provide. You're looking at that right now. When you got that email from either Katie, myself, Dave, or Pat, Tandy, or whoever you got that email from, they're providing you something of value. People want to be able to start their own businesses at home to create time freedom, etc., retirement, the works. That's a value. Now you need a system. Guess what? Not only is that system there, but all those things that you heard Dave talk about, the struggle we went through, you don't have to go through that. It's all been kind of worked out. I've been just ultra shocked at how simple it was to get my system, my foundation going, already getting leads, getting people coming in interested and saying, hey, what can I do to start my own business? Oh, it's already there. And I used to have to really work hard to help other people. Now I don't. It's as simple as plugging into the system, going through what Dave just said, the training. And Dave, again, I'm going to ask you, like, remember the days when you were just starting. Now look, pretend like you're brand new and I've invited you to come through and you go look at Freedom Funnel System. You failed and or you succeeded, but you jumped offline. You had to go to an island somewhere and do a mission trip or something. Now you're back and you're going to start all over from scratch. What do you think about what we have access to today versus what we had to do just 5 years ago?
Oh man, unreal. It's unreal. There wasn't the amount of mentorship that's available now. First of all, the amount of mentorship available is crazy.
Have you noticed that have you noticed that the scam artists are kind of like gone?
Yeah. Because they don't last. They don't last at all.
I was like, wow. I mean, the FCC, I don't know what happened, but there's only a select few real good systems out there left. And I'm excited to be here with you guys. And it just goes to show you the authenticity and the effectiveness of the system you laid out. And with Pat, wow, again, I'm just going to keep giving you guys kudos, and I'm an honor to be just a part of this. And so those people who are here, really listen to what Dave's saying. Listen to what, all these things all these trials and tribulations. I mean, it was tough. It's tough starting a business anyway, even though we have things laid out for you now. The training is all there. All the answers and solutions are there. You still have to do it. And you still it may take you a minute to get it. It may take you a day. It may take you a week. It may take you a month. Everybody learns different, right? So you simply need to plug in, go through it step by step, and guess what? Watch the results happen. As results happen, you scale it up. It's like any other business. You have something of value. Now you have a system, and doggone it, it's free. That's crazy. And you simply take action. And as you take action, where you start getting results, then you start to scale that up. Dave keeps mentioning video. I keep mentioning video. I know Katie, if I'm not mistaken, Katie, I think you blogged quite a bit. I remember you had an awesome blog for a while. Katie was a content marketer. I've seen her video as well. There's so many different ways to put yourself out there, and all of it's back there. It's all been given to you. We used to have to go work to get this stuff and find, legitimate ways to do this, or legitimate people teaching this. And that was hard to do. Now it's all there for you. It's all there. But you still have to take action. As our fearless leader, Pat, who I just see he popped on here, would say, you got to work your business. Your business is not going to work unless you work. Or I should say, what the hell you doing here? If your business, if you're not here to work your business, then what the hell are you doing here? You have to work. Isn't that right, Pat?
That's right.
Absolutely.
Hey, Pat.
How you doing, buddy? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're fine, man. And you're 20 minutes late. What's going on here? Have you turned into Tandy Davis?
Oh, no, not at all. I'm out here in the United States of the Smoky Mountains up in Tennessee, at Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge area. Just, man, we've been having a ball up here. So it's kind of luck that I was able to get on. So, because, when you get free Wi-Fi, it's crap. So I've been struggling with that. But we just got home about 15 minutes ago from Dollywood. So, and that's an amusement park by Dolly Parton up in the Smoky Mountains. And we've spent all day there. So, and this is what time freedom's all about. I mean, this is what I work for on a daily basis when I'm at home in front of my computer. This is my why, is as far as why I keep going, because I make great money and I have time freedom. But more importantly, I have financial freedom, which allows me to do what I'm doing now. So, but anyway, what are we talking about? I know I was texting you from Dollywood, but I never did. I never did hear what we're going to talk about. So
yeah, we were talking about how how you can fail at just about everything and still succeed, and how you can build on the skill levels, and every skill that you learn gets you closer to your goal and gets you closer to success. So when you started out, and I'm sure you've experienced this, like you were trying to understand your computer, then you tried to see how it worked, and you learned to skill. Then you wanted to see how a capture page worked, and you learned to skill. And then
Dave, I remember the first time I heard the term drag and drop. I feel stupid now, but that term drag and drop seems so simple, but I couldn't get that. I'm like, how in the hell would I drag and drop anything? This is a computer. I want to drag it and drop it through that window to my left. That's what I want to do. But I couldn't figure out how to. I know how stupid that sounds, but in 2013, when I started hearing about HTML codes and PHP and drag and drop and double click that, what that? Now double click was pretty easy. I figured that out real quick. But that drag and drop bothered the hell out of me. It took me a few days to figure out how to actually move it across my screen and drop it so it would load. And as stupid as that sounds, but look, It is pure miracle that I'm here tonight, because literally I was almost hit by a train yesterday. I stepped out of the way of this train as it, I mean, it was like this close to me. I didn't know it was coming. I didn't hear it. I didn't see it. You got to hear the, does everybody want to hear the story? How I almost got hit by a train.
Yeah,
I mean, you want to talk about waking you up real quick, fast, and in a hurry. This is what happened. We're in a place down in Pigeon Forge called the Island. And I know this has nothing to do with marketing. This has everything to do with miracles and has everything to do with time freedom and financial freedom. And, you know, this is why we're here. So follow along. But here's what happened. We're at this place and it's called the Island. And it's in Pigeon Forge. It might be in Sevierville, because they all kind of run together down here. You know, 1 minute you're in Pigeon Forge, the next minute you're in Sevierville, and before you know it, you've crossed over and somebody will say you're in Gatlinburg. So you never know quite which town you're in. But we're there, and there's this big, huge, tall, very, very tall Ferris wheel. And Mel wanted to ride it. So I was like, oh, that's great. You know, $28 for 2 tickets, no big deal. But still, that when you come into a tourist area, as Katie will tell you, traveling around the country in an RV, everything is overpriced. When you go to an RV park, I assure you, the KOA, and I say that like I know what I'm talking about, because that's the only RV park I know about is KOA. But KOA will just rob you and strip every bit of penny you got, because they know you don't have any. What else are you going to do? Go to a truck stop? Well, tourist places are the same way. So $28 for 2 tickets to go up and around, you know, 4 times around this Ferris wheel. So we're waiting, and I wanted some pretzels, some of those soft pretzels in a little cup. And so I went over to this pretzel place, not knowing about any trains or anything's going to be slamming by. So I'm waiting there for my order for this, because they were making it fresh, because I request, you know, I don't mind waiting. I'd rather have fresh. And I'm standing, and I step not too far away from this pretzel place. And I'm standing there, right? And I'm looking this way. And I hear this, I mean, right on my ass, this air horn go off. Holy shit. And I jumped forward. My wife screamed, "Pat, the train!" And I turned around, and here's this train, the driver of the train, you know, his head sticking out the top of it, and he's driving it, and there's about 19 little kids in the back, and he goes, meep, meep, womp, womp, like that, you know, and it just comes, you know, top speed, 2 miles an hour, I swear to God, by me. It almost ran me down, guys. I mean, it almost took me out. So I don't know if it was made of plastic or a really hard metal. I don't really know. But the kids thought it was funny in the back, and they started clapping. And I'm sure they probably charged, you know, they paid probably $2 a seat for that train. But, I mean, a few minutes later, if you'll wait, that thing will go all the way around this island thing and come right back up the sidewalk. But you better be clear. It will run your ass down. I almost got hit by it. I'm just saying. I just wanted to share that. But I did get my pretzels. I survived it and got my pretzels. So there.
Well, that's interesting you mentioned that. Because the truth is that life is full of surprises, and you can be hit by anything. And,
yeah, especially a 2 mile an hour train, Pat. I love it.
Hey, now look, I didn't have a radar. The thing could have been doing like 2.5. I mean, of course, they can't go that fast.
That would have been left flat on Pat.
Now, there was a couple of seats now that where the parents were holding the child in the seat with them as they motioned by me. But Dr. Wade, you don't know the fear that goes through your body when you almost get hit by a train. Okay? So there. I'm just telling you. It was I felt violated. So
I'm taking that to the bank, Pat.
not
All
a
kidding,
movie.
guys. For you there in the audience, I'm being a smartass. That really happened. But no, it wasn't a real train. It was one of those. I've seen them at malls before around Christmas, going around the mall.
Well,
And it's-
considering your size, it probably was a very big train.
It was a very big train. I mean, oh my God! And when I looked around and saw that conductor, the driver's head poke out the top of the engine compartment, and he's like, nee, nee. So it was dramatic, but I survived it because I'm tough, and I survived it because
You got those Pat-like
I
reflexes.
survived it. Hey, KD.
Yeah, that was really close. You could have taken your kneecap out.
That's
Well,
what I
the way
was
you
afraid of.
the way you paint this picture, I thought you were talking a fully fledged train that was like the size of a house coming past you, and then the way you tell the story, and we just going, what? Oh, it was a little.
At
quick
the
train.
time, I didn't have a measuring tape, so I didn't measure how tall and how big this train was. I'm just telling you what happened.
You know, you remind me of somebody that says, I'm going to karate. I'm going to karate and I'm learning karate and I'm first in my class. And then you find out that you're actually competing against kids. I'm sorry.
But yeah, back to what you were talking about. I told everybody in my group that I was going to share this story. How
And I think we've.
It almost-
there. Actually dropping off.
well, I don't have really good Wi-Fi. How's this?
Yeah, no, Wi-Fi's really bad there.
Is it still bad?
That's fine now. Carry on.
Okay.
Start from the top.
No, I just wanted, I told everybody in my group here in Gatlinburg that I was going to share this traumatic moment about getting hit by this train, almost getting hit by the train with everybody. And they thought it was hilarious. So I figured I would share it. And, thank you for all the prayers and the flowers from everybody that I did survive. I really appreciate it. So anyway, that's a traumatic moment. And
You have.
Yeah.
You have to make an email, and it's got to be titled "Pat was hit by a train" or "Pat was almost hit by a train." You got to make.
I'm way ahead of you. I already got it.
Okay.
I already got it.
All right.
No, I don't have the email written. I've already got the subject line in my mind. When that happened, I'm like, okay, I can do an email. See, guys, you can take little events out of your life that may not mean much and make it something big in the email. Just don't lie about it. You can exaggerate it while you're telling something. And then at the end, there's the punchline. Because getting hit by this train, yeah, it was a toy train. Sure it was. But when I was telling that story, I had every one of yours attention. Everyone was listening to me thinking that, like Dave Rainica said, they thought it was a train the size of a house. I didn't mention how big the train was until the end. Can you imagine that in an email? People will engage in that kind of an email. So you can take anything in your life, like, you drop the baby in the bathwater. And then you picked her back up, but don't say it that quickly. Oh my God, she was under the water. I'm not kidding. She was under, and I've seen bubbles. So you almost got in a car wreck because somebody was on your bumper in bumper to bumper traffic. You were going 2 miles an hour and oh my God, I almost had a head on collision with this guy. Take things in your life and have fun with it. Make it an email, make it a marketing tool. Something's going to happen in our life that we can turn around and use it for marketing. Like he just said, I was way ahead of him on that. Well, we were probably, if he'd have known about it, this happened yesterday. This traumatic moment in my life happened yesterday. and I had trouble sleeping last night. I got some Tylenol PM. Those did not work. So I eased into drinking Bailey's, which is alcohol, and I'm not really a big drinker. But that did calm my nerves after the train incident. So, and I'll tell everybody here, if you ever come to Gatlinburg, never, ever, ever go to the Alcatraz Crime Museum. It sucks. It's a piece of shit. They steal your money. $60 for nothing. It's junk. Don't do it. It's nothing about Alcatraz. Zero about Alcatraz. So anyway, so I just saved somebody $bucks. I feel great.
Well, you know, I mean, and what you're saying is important. And that, you know, guys, if you're listening to this, you need to understand that that's a skill that we're teaching you now. You know, skill about using events in your life. The other day, my dad fell, 80, and he had a fall and badly hurt himself. It was quite bad. And the fact, you know, he's pushing 80. He used to be a machinist, and he loves working with his hands, and he can't really do it as much as he wanted to. And that kind of reminded me. It gave me even more incentive that I want to make his life a lot more easier, and that is something as well that I can turn into a marketing tool. Not because you're trying to take advantage of a situation, but because you want people to understand that you are real. You want people to understand that you are a person that has the same struggles that they do, and this is how you get people to know, like, and trust you. This is how you engage and how you reach out to people. The truth of the matter is that real storytelling, real you know, stuff that grabs your attention comes from a place that's real. You know, you couldn't make that story up. What I said, you couldn't make it up if you tried. It's a real event, and that, as my dad always says to me, truth is truth, and people will listen to the truth. Truth has a way of connecting with you. When something is true, it has a way of penetrating your mind and your heart, and you react to that. And that is the importance of marketing, right, when you can engage with your audience. Katie, you haven't said anything. We want to hear from you. I think it's important that Katie says something if you're there. I don't know if you...
Yep. Actually, I wanted to go back and remind people about what you said. When you first met your mentor online, it took you 8 months. 8 months to get your first result, right? So what happened after that is that when I met you, Dave, I was already struggling for 2.3 years because it wasn't quite 2.5, but it was just over 2, so I say 2.3. And when I met you, the skills that you had learned, all that learning curve that you went through, you shaved that in half. And I think it was about, I was just thinking, like maybe about 4 months it took me to get my results that I needed in my business, because what you taught me. So that's what the whole thing is that it's about having that mentor and having that culture, because we have Wade, we have Pat, we have Dave here, and a lot of people who are in the system that actually can actually be in this community and help each other out. So yes, we could tell you, go ahead and get into that and go through the training, but if you need guidance, we're here to do that for you and help you take that learning curve and shave it off a little bit, because we've been there. We know what works. We know what works for us. Wade has a way that works for him. Pat has a way that works for him. And it's like, take that in consideration and use that into your own, your own business, and you can actually have a quicker success, I think, because that's what happened to me. So I took what Dave told me to do, which was weird. It was completely weird, something I'd never thought of before, and I did it, and it worked, and I built my business around that. So I just wanted to share that.
Well, that's 100% right. And that is, I don't know why that concept is so hard to get hold of. That all you need to do is to duplicate something else that's working. And this is why we're telling you that these systems we put in place inside of, or that Pat's put in place, should I say, inside of Freedom Funnel system, stuff that actually works. There's a reason we listen to Pat. There's a reason. There's a reason. He's a six-figure earner, for Pete's sake. I mean, if a guy is producing and you are not listening, are, as Pat would say, a scam because you're not following instructions. And, the only reason why Pat will not babysit you is because he had to figure it out himself. Am I right, Pat? So that is the whole idea. We can guide you, we can show you, we can point you in the right direction, but at the end of the day, you need to figure it out. There are so many lessons to be learned inside of those systems that all you have to do is to go through the material. And the problem is that you think for some magical reason that if you sat down with Pat for an hour, that all your problems would be solved. Well, guess what? It won't. I promise you it won't. Because every single one of us have got the results because we did it ourselves. And if you're saying, well, gee, I really want somebody to hold me by the hand, wait until you get results yourself. Wait until you actually experience the result yourself, and somebody reaches out to you and says, can you show me, can you help me? And you're going to experience not just one, but 2 and 3 and 4, and eventually 50 people are going to go on to you and say, please take me by the hand. And you're going to be putting out your head, banging your head on the table and understanding, oh, that's why Pat did that. That's why, Katie did that. That's why Wade did that. That's why Dave did that. Why is it that Dave keeps saying, go back to the system and look at it? Why? Oh, because if I don't learn it myself, I'm not going to get it, and everybody's going to do the same for me. You can only lead a horse to water. You can't make him drink. Dr. Wade, you want to say something?
Oh, man, yeah. I always want to say something.
Wade, all he wants to do is imitate Pat. So
hell,
go ahead, Dr. Wade.
I was imitating Dr. Wade.
You did a good one. That was good. Yeah, I can just say, we in the industry know this.
Wait a minute. Wait. I just told you about a traumatic event, and you're not going to say, hey, Pat, I'm glad you're still with us?
Yeah, the killer toy train that almost killed
toy. You didn't. I would not call this thing a toy. You didn't see it.
Pat
it was terrifying.
Killer toy train and Pat collide. Stay tuned.
Are you coming up with toy? The thing had a motor.
And I can picture this guy's head coming up out of the little steam engine thing, and there you are. Honk, honk.
I'm sure he said. I'm sure he wanted to say, "Can you get your skinny ass out of the way? We're coming through."
And your cat-like reflexes and your ninja-like moves. I'm sure you scooted back and it missed you by like that much. That's awesome. I wish I could have been there to see that.
I look like a cat being thrown in water, sticking to the ceiling. I just jumped.
Yeah.
So,
I love it. Yeah. Well, yeah, guys, I can tell you this right now, and man, Pat is big about this. David is too. What I'm about to tell you, I really want you to listen and pay attention, because the more we hold your hand, the less likely you are to succeed. The more we hold your hand, the less likely you are to succeed. It sounds counterintuitive, but we all know it. In fact, I just got an email today saying, hey, I like the system, but I'm not going to do anything unless you call me, unless we can. I want personally. I deleted them immediately. I don't want to deal with people like that. And you don't either, because create more work for yourself. You're here to create time, freedom, more money. Okay, there is a system in place, and the system does not require you to hold people's hands. Nowhere will you find a training in there that says you need to hold their hand. You need to redirect them to the system like we do you. Like right now, if you're having any questions whatsoever, I can almost guarantee you that it's back in your back office in the Freedom Funnel system. Pat has done, I give him a lot of shit, rightfully so, because he really needs it. but he's done an amazing job of actually putting it together so well with John Imrose that everything's been taken care of. The only thing you have to do, which is very simple, is follow the instructions and take action. It does take, you have to actually burn a calorie here. You have to use thought vibration. You actually have to move your fingers. You have to do things. You can't just sit there and expect it to happen. Okay?
So you have to burn a calorie. That is probably the best line I've heard so far. You have to burn a calorie. That is awesome.
Bank. You have to burn a calorie. You know, my wife, when she hears me say that, she gets so pissed because she likes when we park really close to the, you know, she wants that parking space, you know, front and center. I want to, you know, park in the back and have a little walking space there. And she, you know, I tell her, you know, Bethany, I'm going to park back here because I'm going to burn a calorie. And she's like, you and your burning calories. She hates that expression. So I use it as much as I can. But yeah, I hope you guys understand that concept. So I know your instinct is to say, if I could just call you, if I could just talk to you, if you could just help me, if you could just get me over this hump, this one thing. No, I promise you the answer is there. And you know what? If it's not, there's this amazing tool that has always worked for me. It's called Google. And I'm not kidding. Google it. Okay. Just for example, I'm coming back in. I haven't done any active online work, and I haven't made active money online in the last 2 years, say. Now I've been getting this trickle from my previous work. Absolutely. It's been amazing. Took it forever to die out. Isn't that cool? So as I come back in, I even had the instinct to, and I have a direct line to Dave, Pat, Katie, Tandy. I still have that. I still wanted to go, hey, could you tell me this? Could you tell me that? You know, but what I actually did is I was like, I communicated with them, but just pretty much saying, my gosh, this is amazing. This is great. All I wanted to do was to make sure that I didn't just jump in and do too much at one time. I'm a big overwhelmed guy. I like to do it all at one time. And you know, basically Pat wouldn't say one thing. I think I did send you a question, Pat. And I think you were like, quit making it so complicated. It's simple. Just, you know, it's in the system or something. I forgot what he said. It was like, you're just trying to make it too complicated. It's there. It's simple. Just drive traffic. Put your link out there and drive traffic to your link. Damn it. Why does he keep bothering me? Shit. You know, something like that. It wasn't that bad. But the point is, I know what you're thinking. I know how you feel. You want just, you know, somebody to hold your hand. We all do. But I promise you, when you're really going for setting up a real business, creating real freedom, making real money, this is how you do it. And I don't care if we're online or offline. It doesn't matter. The principles are the same. You got to put in the work. You got to burn a calorie or two. And once you get that done, once you put in the time and the work, then you start getting paid dividends, okay? The good thing about the internet is that we have so much leverage here. For so little, you can make a ton. You can't find that in the offline world. I'm sorry. You have to pay a ton, and then it takes time to kind of finally make up for it. You know, you're always in debt your first year of business, yada, yada, yada. Okay, it's not like that online. Yeah, there may be some investment, but I mean, the investment is pennies compared to what it can generate in terms of leverage. And I hope you're listening when I say this. If you're here right now, listen and pay attention. You're not going to find any leverage anywhere else like this unless you strike some kind of awesome investment opportunity that'll never come around again. This is it right here for pennies. I mean, you can actually do free stuff and make money, which is amazing. There's this one thing back in Freedom Funnel System. It's step 1. And I was so excited to see it was still there. And if you don't know what I'm talking about and you're in Freedom Funnel System, then smack, that means you're just, I don't know what you did, but you didn't go back there and look, because it's the first step. And you can start making money in your first week, literally, if you follow the steps and get it done. Pat lines it out perfectly. I was so excited to see it there. And I did send him a message. This is still active, because I still had an account. And he goes, oh yeah. And he told me about how much he was making. And I'm like, holy crap, I can send my my child to one semester of college, you know, based on that easily in 1 month. You know, I can pay for a whole semester. I'm thinking, wow, that the leverage is still there too. And that was just step 1. And there's like 5 steps back there. I'm going whole. And step 2 is where you make the real money. If you haven't done step 2, that was, I almost absorbed right into that, because that's where, yeah, you change your life. You change everything. Step 2 is the life changer. It's the game changer. And all you do is follow the system. And it really boils down to, you have a link, you learn the traffic strategies, you drive traffic. Those are people that want to see the offer. You drive those traffic, that drive the numbers, drive traffic to the link, let the system do the work. That's it. And then invite them to this hangout eventually. You'll learn how to do that. This is a perfect, if there is such a thing, it's a perfect setup if you want to create a business online. That's why I'm here. And when they offered to say, hey, you know, when they offered for me to come on the panel and provide whatever insight I have and value, it was a no-brainer, because the more people I can contact or get in touch with and put this message out to, you know, God made me a good helper. Well, I can help more people. I see 35 people a day physically injured and damaged and trying to get improvement in their lives. And now I can get online, and I have funnels and I have other things online where I'm putting my value out for physical problems. Now I'm helping people fiscally with their money. This is not, it's not hard to make money. It's not. Some people just don't believe they can do it. You got to get over yourself. Stop, slap yourself in the face, do something, because it's right here, right now. If you're on this hangout, this is what you need. Take the steps, follow the instructions. If you're in Freedom Funnel System, you're there. You just need to take action. If you're not, click the button over there where it says you can get in it and go do it. Back to you, Dave.
Well, let me say something real quick. I've got a lady on my team. Her name is Kim, and I can never pronounce Horace Dale or Horace Male or whatever. Kim, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce. You're lucky that I got your first name, because it's only 3 letters. If it was more than 3 letters, I'd just call you darling. But she can testify. She can back me up on this. If you're willing to help yourself, I am willing to get on the phone with you. I'm willing to get on a hangout with you. I'm willing to message you back and forth on Facebook and help you in any way I can. I've spent, let me just say, hours on the phone with Kim, helping Kim. Now, Kim's in a place to where she'll ask a question now, and now she's, before I can even get to my phone and answer it, oh, never mind, I got it. I figured it out. Those are the kind of people I want to help. Not the ones, how long is it going to take me to start making money? Is this work or is this a scam? Is it, I actually get emails asking me, is this a scam? Okay, let me tell you just how stupid that question is. Let's say it is a scam. Am I going to say to that person, oh yeah, I'm so glad you asked that question. You just saved $200 because this is a freaking scam. I mean, that's a stupid question, wouldn't you think? But a scam is not going to last 3 and 4 years. The FTC would have closed it down long ago. So stop asking that question, ladies and gentlemen. The only scam in this whole thing is you for not believing in yourself. It's you for not doing the work. It's you for not taking the action. So take the action. Say hello to Kim in the comments. Tell her congratulations, because she has done an awesome, awesome job. She went through step 1, got it done. And let me tell you something about step 1, because Dr. Wadey was talking about it. I average anywhere from 3 to 9. So let's just say 5. Let's just call it 5 a day. 5 people a day, because sometimes I only get 3. Sometimes I get 9. I've gotten up to 12 before, but that doesn't happen a lot. So let's just say I get 5 a day at $26 each time. That goes directly into my PayPal account. That's 26 times 5. Do the math. 7 days a week. Do the math. That's just off step 1. I've put this system together so a newbie can come in and have 5 sources of income. 5. Because I'm also including My Lead System Pro under the marketing resources. People ask me, what else do you do to make money? It's in there. Everything that I do, all the tools that I use personally is in the Freedom Funnel System. If it's not part of step 1, 2, and 3, If it's not the bonus step, which is where I buy my traffic, the traffic authority, it's under the marketing resources. I've laid everything out that I do. So don't try to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to. Just duplicate what I do. And you'll duplicate what Dave Rainica does. And you don't have to duplicate me because my style may not be your style. You might relate better to Dave Rainica or Dr. Wade or Katie. So if you've ever dreamed about running around in an RV having, you know, 1,000,001 problems every day with the RV, then you're going to relate to Katie. So, you know, I mean, it's up to you. So pick one of us, pick somebody. And I love what Dave Rainica said. I did a Facebook Live as soon as we got to this cabin. And that's where I am. I'm in a 3-story cabin right now in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. And he made a statement in the comments, sponsor your damn self. That is perfect. Be your own sponsor. With Google and all the videos and Freedom Funnel System, you don't need a freaking sponsor. Sponsor yourself. It's all there laid out. All you have to do is click play. Click the tab, click play. So do not let, I didn't make any money today, I didn't make any money last week, stop you. Because the money's 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 weeks from now, who knows? But if you're worried about the money, you've lost already. So please take my advice. Never make your business about the money. Make it about, you guys know what I'm going to say. I'm not even going to say it. But don't make it about the money. So that's what I got to say. I know we're getting to the top of the hour. I'm going to throw it back to you, Dave Rainica. I am so glad, and I want to say to the audience, thank you for being so concerned at my life-threatening train crash that almost occurred. I mean, I can't believe Dr. Wade would call my traumatic event a toy, but that's okay. That's fine. Because there was little kids in the little plastic seats. That's fine. Oh, that's one other thing I want to say. Your story. Your story is the most important tool that you have, and that is not inside Freedom Funnel System. Because I don't know what your story is. My story, I was embarrassed with my story, so I kept it to myself until a man by the name of Mars Burden brought it out. And he made this huge video about it in Power Network and made a big deal about it. And put me on stage to tell everybody, and it just went viral. No matter how crazy or stupid or ridiculous your story is and what's happened to you that's brought you to where you are right now, tell it. With complete integrity and honesty, tell your story. If you need help, in law enforcement, and I've told people this before, I went through a lot of training on courtroom etiquette, on courtroom testifying. And in this training, in these in-service hours, I went through a 2-week course that taught me and trained me when something happens at a scene and you're testifying on the stand, you want to bring that jury to the scene with you. Every little thing matters. Every little thing you want to detail it. Whether you think it's important or not, and I've said this before, if I walk up on a scene, I get out of my patrol unit and there's a bush just to the left of my patrol unit and there's a little metal Tonka truck in that little bush and it's over on its side. I'm gonna tell the jury that. I'm gonna say, look, I exited my vehicle, approached the scene, and I almost tripped over this little bush and it had a little Tonka truck in it, and I registered that in my mind because that Tonka truck is metal and it can be used as a weapon. So I registered that. It was just a little red fire engine Tonka truck that anybody could pick up and knock somebody over the head with it. And it was on its left side, so I stepped over it, and as I continued, that's a detail that matters. So not that it matters with my testimony, but it matters bringing that jury to the scene with me. That's why that's important. Not that it has a damn thing to do with what I'm going to testify on, but I'm painting a picture of that whole scene. And that's how I tell my story. I paint a picture of the whole scene of everything that happened. I mean, there's a golf club in my story that it never came into play, but I thought about it several times while I'm laying on the ground. So I tell it. So when you're telling your story, details matter. Don't leave out the details. I mean, whatever it is, if you left the kitchen water running while you ran down the hall and you tripped, whatever, put that in there. It keeps people interested. Where is he going with this? Like, I didn't even mean to, I promise you. When I told my group, oh my God, I'm telling everybody on Wisdom Wednesday, I almost got hit by a damn train. The minute it happened, oh, I'm telling that. I didn't know what I was going to say. I didn't plan it. I didn't work it out. I didn't, okay, how am I going to put this? I just started talking to Dave Brainica when I came on live. And it just came out the way it came out because I wanted to be funny and drama and, you know. So it came out the way it did, but I didn't plan it that way. It's telling a story. But stay with the facts. Don't lie. Integrity is everything. Stick with the truth, but the details is what matters. Because I assure you, everyone here, while I was telling that story, was picturing this huge train that was fixing to kill me. I mean, like a real train on a track. This was just one that was going down the side. I told you that later. So I never lied about anything that happened. I just didn't tell the whole thing until the end. So come up with your great story. Make sure it's truth. Make sure it's integrity. And I'm telling you, people want to hear that. When I started telling my story, that's when people started connecting with me, but not until then. And I was ashamed of my story. So just want to throw that out there. I'm going to shut up now. Guys, I'm still in Pigeon Forge. I'm leaving Friday. So I'll be back in the United States of Chattanooga. Kim, I wanted to say thank you, ma'am, to you. You make my life so much easier. Because when she asks me a question, now I don't even answer it. I just give her let me give Kim about 10 minutes. She'll figure it out. And sure enough, she does. So thank you, Kim.
Thank you, Pat. We appreciate you, buddy. And we're at the top of the hour now. I don't know if I'll go to Wade. Any last words? Then we'll go to Katie, and then we'll close off.
Yeah. Okay. Just really quick, Pat's so right about a story. And your story, one key thing I want you to keep in mind about your story, this is one of the biggest mistakes. Here's the number one mistake I see most people make is they share their struggle while they're in it. Okay, keep this point in mind. Nobody wants to join a sinking boat. You will not get on a sinking boat ever, will you? So sharing your story is good. Sharing your story, if there's a struggle involved, it's once you've come through the struggle, then you share it. Keep that in mind, okay? You don't want to tell people, well, I'm struggling along here. I'm not making a lot of money, but hey, would you join my business so I can make some money? No. It doesn't work like that, and you don't want to communicate in such a way. Again, you have awesome trainings in the back that show you pretty much exactly what to do, but it is about you. This is you. It's not Dave. It's not me. It's not Pat. It's not Katie. But we went through the same training. We just had to go get it in a bunch of different places. We had to work very hard for it. You don't have to work as hard. It's placed there for you, but you still have to do it. And then let your story come through in a way that others will find you and connect with you. And the system is there for you. It's in place. Just go take action. And I can't wait to hear your story and hear of your success. So glad to be here. Glad you were here tonight. And Dave, I'm good. Passing it back to you.
All right, I'll just swing back to Katie. Any last words?
Well, if we can just hang out for just a minute, because we have Jovi in the comments here that is exactly what Wade was saying. Is she was asking, like, you know, when we're not successful yet, it's a little bit difficult to tell your story. And I was actually in that place. Remember, Dave? I was in that place. And you know what you told me? Don't ever talk about money. Don't ever talk about your struggles, like exactly what Wade said. Don't talk about why you're in the struggles there. You tell your story. You keep sharing the value, just like what Pat just said about the train story. It was very entertaining. And he didn't talk about money. He didn't talk about business. He didn't talk about marketing, but he told something about himself, and he built rapport with all of us because it was such a very entertaining story. So you can do that. You can just start sharing things and start sharing stuff that maybe you've learned. And here's something that I always like to tell people, like anybody and their grandma can actually share a quote on Facebook, but it takes an individual, unique person to actually share why they shared that quote. So instead of just sharing a quote, you say, you know, why did it inspire you? And you can wrap a story around that. So that would be my suggestion. It doesn't ever have to be about money. Dave?
Yeah, and you know, I want to add on to that, because that is a real concern for a lot of people just starting out. They don't have a story. They think, well, I need a story to actually get through to somebody. And I want to just tell you something first of all. Have you ever been with a buddy or a friend and you're sitting down and you're saying to each other, you know what? It'd be really cool is if we started a business. How cool would that be? You know, we could actually do this. We could actually do that. And you're both excited. None of you have made a dime yet, but you just want to do it. And the only reason that happens is because you have rapport with each other and you connect. And this is exactly what happens when you connect with somebody. Somebody is going to change. And if you're just getting online and you're just starting, and you found a mentor, you found a system, you found traffic sources, and you found all of these resources, you've got a story already, because you've got so much value, and your life was pretty much empty until you found somebody who could give you direction. I knew of a guy that went online for the first time and told everybody his very first video, hey guys, I haven't made a dime online, I haven't made anything, but I'm giving this a go. Would you like to try it? And you know, he made money based on that connection with people, because people do not join. You know, it's really strange that you will rather connect with somebody and join somebody else where you can identify with them than somebody who has had tremendous success. In many ways, somebody who's had tremendous success can work against them, because they're going, well, I can't really relate to that person at all because they're just so successful. And this is what happens. People connect with people that can actually identify from where they are coming from. I can't tell you how many people who have just heard my story say, I really identify with you because you come from a place, from a third world country with all of that struggle, and you're still at it. And this is when I first got started. This isn't late on. My story changes. Every 6 months it changes to something else, changes to something else, and it grows. And if you think that you don't have anything of value, you're sorely mistaken. You do not have to have any success online. If you have found us, you've got mentorship, which people want and you can provide, right? If you found a system that actually has everything in place for you to learn, you've got something somebody else wants. The only thing missing is you relating to them. And if you can relate to them by just telling a story, you've already got them. You don't have to talk about money. You don't have to talk about anything like that. All you need to do is to connect with somebody. Because when you connect, that's when you make the difference. And I hope that's helpful, Jovi. I hope you get what I'm saying. You do not need to have a successful story to create success. You need to understand that you have success already. You have it because you found mentors. You have found a system. You have found ways of getting traffic. You have found strategies that people want, that you have, that you can provide. And so, with that being said, I will leave it over to Pat to say the last word before we say goodbye, because after all, he is still hanging with us. And so, Pat, any last word you want to add?
No, just go to work. I mean, what are you waiting for? Get on your computer, go to work. That's it. And don't make it about the money. The minute you make it about money, you've already lost. And I learned that the hard way. So don't make your goals about money, make it about opt-ins. 5 opt-ins a day for 15 days straight, then 10 opt-ins a day, not 15, 14 days straight, then 10, then 15, then 20. And by the time you hit 25 to 30, you're successful. But when I say you're successful, successful is an individual thing. To you, making $1,000 in a month, you might get some pom-poms and start jumping up and down that you're successful. To others, it's $5,000 a month. So whatever you deem successful, make that your goal and go for it. But do it with opt-ins. Because when you do it with opt-ins, you're doing it about helping other people. You're making about people. How many people are putting their email address into my forum, going and watching my Freedom Funnel System video and joining Freedom Funnel System and completing step 1, 2, and 3. Only help the ones that are willing to help themselves. Do not waste your time with the idiots. Like, is this going to cost me anything? Does this work? Does it? Whatever. So that's my final thought. Guys, I'm going to turn it back to Dave Rainica. We're going to be back next Wednesday. I'll be back at home next Wednesday. So, guys, we'll see you then.
Same bad time, same bad channel. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.